started.
Yes.
So, a very warm welcome to our weekly Facebook Live. We are from Conscious World Agents, CWA, and my name is Arturo Massaro.
Hi, and my name is Claudia van Zuiden.
And both we are the co-founder of Conscious World Agents. And every week we write a lot of posts on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And at the end of the week we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about these topics.
Yeah.
And the topic of last week was conscious leadership. And we're going to dive in a little bit more, and after that we're going to tell you something again that we're still excited about. Tomorrow our experience day will go on. You can still sign up. Go to consciousworld.com, consciousworldagents.com, and there you can find the information. But for now, conscious leadership, what does this really mean?
Yeah, that is something a topic that I'm really, really passionate about. And like Arturo said last week, or actually this week, we wrote a post about it. And it's something that we really feel is like the new leadership. It's a way of becoming aware of what you are as a leader and who you are as a leader and how you present yourself. But it's also creating a climate or a system in your organization where consciousness can expand and where everybody can expand towards success. So I read a very interesting quote actually today, which I hadn't mentioned to you yet, from the Dalai Lama, and he said, "Measure your success by everything that you had to let go of."
Well, that's an intriguing one.
Yeah. I thought, we must have a chat about that as well, because a lot of leadership roles, it's all about self-gain. We want to have that higher position. We want to go further in the company and the organization. But actually, a conscious leader is really about wanting everybody to become aware of why they are in the business. For example, I read or I heard a very good talk about this as well, about like a football team. You used to play a lot of football.
Yep.
And why did you play football?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was my life, and so for I think about 10 years in a row, that's the only thing I wanted to do.
Yeah. And why did you play?
Because it gave me fun, excitement. It was my passion. I love to work with other people together and to win the game with the team, or at least play the best game that you can ever do at that moment.
And that is why that a team gets a success or wins a cup or whatever, because there's the team mindset that, isn't it? So it's not about, it's funny because I heard you, never heard you say, because I wanted to score a goal, and everybody go like, yeah, Arturo scored a goal. That's not why you play. It's about play by all these other things.
Yeah.
And as a team you want to win. And that is the mindset you want to have in a company. Yeah. And you want to be that leader that creates that environment, whatever you do, if that's in a big business or an organization, but also in a football team or in a community project. You want to be the person that inspires like that, that everybody has that sense, I am part of this team. So, it's like also being of service to the greater good that you're working with. So how do you do that? For me, I wrote about an experience that I had myself, leading certain projects. And what happened, it was like leading from behind, gently from behind. It wasn't about me. It was also, inspiring others to thrive by being authentic, being honest, being challenging at times. Not everybody enjoyed that. But it was also my intention, checking up on the intention was to help them to thrive. So as a conscious leader, that's what you want. You want to do that. And what I found when I stepped gently out of those projects, you know, in the back, the people started to step forward and take ownership of it and become accountable and responsible. And it became more sustainable. But I was constantly aware of my actions and of my thoughts. And I think a conscious leader is that, is prepared to go within, to say, okay, what is my intention here? What is my motivation here? And things like that. So that was what my first post was about. And I really feel strong about that. I feel, having talked about compassionate leadership, that conscious leadership, you know, is a step further again, because compassion is also what you have in there, the willingness to take action for others, not to suffer, and to thrive. So that's what my post was about. And if you have any questions, or you know, you want to learn or read a little bit more about that, just write it underneath, and we'll try to answer them as well, your questions. So that was my post. So what was yours about?
My post also about conscious leadership. It's more coming from the heart. I've been a leader myself in a company. So I know what I'm talking about. But to inspire people, you need to inspire first yourself. And for me, that's never the mind. It's always the heart. Mm-hmm. So can you be a conscious leader, connecting with the heart, and inspire other people? And what's the benefit of it? Well, most leaders that I worked with and I still train are profit-driven. Mm-hmm. They're goal-oriented, and they have their KPIs. They must score a goal at the end of the year or half year. And a KPI is more or less setting a goal for yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year. And at the end, if you get the goal, if you succeed, then you will get the bonus. And that's the real big drive. But what happens also, they're not looking to the greater picture. They're looking only to their own goal. If I do that, I won't get my goal, so that's my bonus is gone, and so on. So I understand that, but this is not how you run a company. This is not how you will make a team, a winning team. You will definitely only go for yourself, and with going for yourself, that's the one that you radiate. And this is what you see then in all the people you lead. Yeah. And we blame them. They don't take any proactivity. They don't show leadership and so on. No. Yeah, because you don't do it. and that's the hard part. So my personal opinion is that if companies stay profit-driven, within 10, 15 years, they're not here anymore. Customers demand a lot more from companies. They want more sustainability. They want also a purpose for that in life. But also the employees. They also want fulfillment in their job. So your IQ is never the issue. But the emotional intelligence is already could already be a part that we can develop much more. But the last step, at least that's how we think, is conscious leadership. If you are conscious about your own behavior, what your purpose is, what your drive is, how you will radiate this to other people, and that the only thing you want is to make them better instead of yourself. If you do that, your emotional intelligence will step in, and your IQ, that's never the problem. That's already what we said. So have the guts to go inwards and ask yourself, why am I here? What's my purpose in life? What is my contribution to this company and to all the customers? And I can go on and on for this, but I think this is what I want to share so far.
From your post.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and I think that is really interesting, because I also wrote about it in my second post, about your passion, you know, and your purpose. What do you want to get out of bed for, you know, in the morning? And I think now, especially with the situation a lot of people are in, that is something they're really questioning. Like, do I really feel that passion, and am I really, profit-driven or purpose-driven?
Yeah.
Or, well, this is a very precious life, right, that we have.
It is.
Every day is precious. We even see that very much now. People are becoming more aware of that. So how do you want to spend your life? Yeah. How do you want to fill your day? And but I really feel that as a conscious leader, you become more aware of that. You become more aware not just of that left brain thinking, you become fully aware. Your left brain thinking and right brain thinking come into place. Your whole body comes into place. So it's the mind, the body, and also perhaps the part of you that is more conscious, like the higher self, the deepest inner self. Yeah. That is conscious leadership. And you don't have to be a manager or a team leader. It can also be the leader of your own life.
Yeah.
It's your life. So how do you decide? How vulnerable can you be to say, well, actually, this is not what really gives me excitement in my heart or gives me a sense of peace in my heart. Is this really what I want?
Yeah.
So it's also taking conscious leadership for your own life. And if you are working in an organization or in a company, a lot of people, you might have heard this in neuroscience, there's about 10% that what we witness, we will mirror somehow if we spend quite a bit of time with people. So imagine if you are a conscious leader, whether that is in your job or whether it's at home for the family or even for your partner, somehow 10% is going to reflect of your beingness to that other person, and they are likely to imitate that. Yeah. That's how some tests have shown that, some research studies have shown that. And so imagine if you're constantly surrounded by like-minded people who are passionate, who have a purpose, who inspire you, what happens inside you? How often is it when you go somewhere and you have a great conversation with someone, you say, wow, I really, really felt something with that person, and somehow you bring that in your own awareness, and you're probably going to mirror some of that. So in my belief, that's also very interesting to see, what do you watch for movies? What do you watch on the television? What newspapers do you read? And so forth, because that's also having an effect on you. So being a conscious leader in your own life, but also for companies, is most likely to inspire others. And also probably, you will want to see them thrive, but you also stop blaming. You stop having a culture of blaming. You're getting more a culture of curiosity. So become more curious rather than knowing it all and so forth. You inspire people to learn from each other. So yeah, that's what I really feel about that. And also check in your intention. Check up your daily intention. When I started my work, I said, how do I want this to be today? How do I want to feel later? How do we want this as a team? Is our nose still at the same direction or looking at the North Star? Are we still following the same track, or are you going that way and am I going that way? That's so important. And to do that, with a vulnerability and authenticity, that is very, very much more likely to succeed, I believe, than the old-fashioned kind of leadership. And also be more compassionate. Be compassionate to yourself. Like, today I will do it like this, and yesterday it didn't work maybe like that, but that was yesterday. Today I'm going to start again, and that's okay, So become more and more aware of that. So that's a bit where my posts were about this week, and I hope they inspired you. And
beautiful.
Thank you for sharing yours. If there's any questions, I see some people are watching, please write them down. And also, if you don't have any questions now, people who watch it later, then they can also put their questions down here. Or if you want to share something of your experiences, what do you see as conscious leadership? We would love to hear that. Also, we are, of course, the Conscious World Agents stands for creating a community and creating agents in the world that really have a consciousness that is more aware, has somehow been gone to the next level
Yeah.
And so we find it very important that we share with each other about these things. And we would love to invite you actually to do an experience day with us, because we can then share tools with you, how you can cultivate these skills in your own life, and most likely create communities also where you can create this. So we're also looking at doing an online learning and a live learning program where you can become a conscious world agent, and where you can bring these programs in your communities, in schools, in businesses, and so forth. So keep an eye out on that as well.
Yeah. And it's all about raising your own level of consciousness. Yeah. And as soon as you do that, you're the lighthouse for a lot of other people. Yeah. Maybe I shared it already in an earlier stage, but once I was in France, middle in the night, I had to walk with the dog, and it was totally dark. But suddenly, and it was, I think, 20, 30 meters further, there was, how do you say it?
Firefly?
Firefly, that's the one. A firefly that lighted up, that green light in the total darkness. That small firefly lighted up my path, lighted up the direction. And that's also what you can do. You can be the firefly for other people. You don't have to walk the path, but you can show them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And I think that is also a bit like the stars in the universe, you know.
Absolutely.
It is that light that you can see in the darkness, and you can be that. You are already that light in the universe, but you can. The more you raise your level of consciousness, also your energy is going to rise. Your vibrational energy is going to rise, and you are going to be somehow lighter and shining brighter in the universe as well. Well, I've got something else.
Oh, you've got something else.
Because last week we spoke about our guest speakers that we are going to have.
Yeah.
And next week at 3 p.m. we will have our dear friend Raphael Gordon from America. Raphael is an amazing speaker, international speaker all over the world. He's an author of 18 published books. He is the founder of the Voices for Peace organization. He is an incredible person, and he will talk about conscious leadership, personal leadership, to entrepreneurs, to people who run organizations and so forth. And I will guarantee you, you will want to be there. Yeah. He's an amazing dear friend of ours, real soul brother. And I had the honor of sharing a stage with him in Oslo when I spoke about compassionate leadership. And we had some fantastic speakers there from all over the world, really speaking about consciousness. And we really enjoyed that. And Raphael is an amazing person. You don't want to miss it. He's also the main owner of the medicine publishing company, so he also has a publishing for books, etc., children books, business books, you name it, he's got it. If you're looking for a publisher, we can highly recommend him too. And next week 3 p.m. he will be with us. So tune in then, please, because this is going to be an awesome conversation with the three of us. Absolutely. So thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being a conscious agent already in the world. Yeah. And again, go to www.consciousworldagents.com and look for Experience Day, and maybe you want to sign up still. It's up to you. And otherwise, we will see you next week. Absolutely. And is there a topic that we're going to talk about next week, or? Well, we haven't really said that yet. So let that be a surprise. Okay, that's good. But we have some ideas, but it will definitely about raising your consciousness. But next Friday live Facebook Live will be about conscious leadership and entrepreneurship. So okay. Shall I see if there are any questions so far? Don't think so, but absolutely great. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. Wonderful to see you, and have a great weekend when it comes, and keep warm wherever you are in the northern hemisphere, and keep cool in the southern hemisphere. Lots of love. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Bye bye.